Hello, Yorktown. It's Supervisor Matt Slater. It is June 11th, Thursday, June 11th, here to provide another update on COVID-19. I'm joined today by Rosemary Panio, Chair of our Senior Advisory Committee. Rosemary, always good to see you.
Good to see you.
Glad you're doing well.
I'm glad you're well. Your family as well?
We're all good.
Okay.
Same to you.
Good.
Same to
Thank you. Thank you.
Quick update on the numbers, folks. We have 54 active cases in the town of Yorktown of COVID-19. That brings our grand total since testing started to 660. We've had 2 new cases since yesterday. I want to share some statistics about these numbers. We've dialed into them, and 72% of Yorktown cases are in our nursing homes. And that is, of course, something that the state has been very cognizant of. I spoke with the Commissioner of Health for Westchester County, Dr. Shalita Amler, this morning. I wanted to make sure that we were doing all in our power to provide support to our nursing homes and senior living facilities. And Dr. Amler provided a lot of positive information. Obviously, for those who don't know, the members of our senior living complexes, our nursing homes, have been tested. They were mandated to be tested by the state of New York. That testing was completed, and of course the workers in our nursing homes are being tested twice a week. So there's a lot of nursing home and senior living facility focused testing that is being done. But again, 72% of our total caseload coming out of our nursing homes and senior facilities. But overall, numbers continue to decline. The curve continues to flatten. The 54 active cases represents less than 1% of the total population for the town of Yorktown. But we will continue to work with Dr. Amler, the Department of Health, our partners in government, and of course our nursing homes and senior living facilities to make sure that they are getting the care and support that they need during this time. We have entered into Phase 2. Phase 2, some of the highlights include outdoor dining, which is here in Yorktown, back strong thanks to the streamlined process put forth by the Reboot Yorktown Task Force. A number of restaurants have outdoor dining options. Unfortunately, right now it's raining out, so those wouldn't be available necessarily, but many of our restaurants, if not all of our restaurants at this point in time, are providing that outdoor dining option. So make sure, if you can, to support our local dining establishments, help them get back on their feet. Our barber shops are open. Our hair salons are open. People are getting rid of the COVID mop, and I know they're very excited about that. Actually, Yorktown was highlighted this past week on Tuesday. ABC7 featured Yorktown in their reopening, in their Phase 2 reopening coverage. Just another great reason to be in Yorktown is our forward-thinking and proactive approach that we've put forward here. Also, yesterday we've opened 3 more parks. Sylvan Glen Paul Park is now open, Veterans Field, and Downing Park.
I noticed that.
And we're very excited to have those open to our community. This is for individual use, no organizational play. We ask that you continue to adhere to social distancing. Make sure you keep that mask. We've got our masks right here. Keep that mask on you, because if you can't maintain that 6-foot separation, you are still required to wear the mask. Track remains open. Adhere to the parameters of the lanes over at Veterans Field. But we are slowly and cautiously bringing back online our recreational facilities to give people things to do here in our great town. Sparkle Lake is still scheduled to open June 22nd. Our Parks and Rec Department is working diligently, as well as our Parks and Rec Commission, working diligently to make sure Sparkle Lake is ready. On June 20th, we're bringing back the Fishing Derby, and you can sign up online. We now have our online platform for our recreational programs, and so it's your chance to set up your account online and sign up for the Fishing Derby. The Fishing Derby is free of charge, and you can jump on to the Parks and Rec either Facebook page or website for a direct link to sign up for the Fishing Derby at Sparkle Lake on June 20th. Also, hosted by our Parks and Rec department, we will be having a drive-in movie over at the Jefferson Valley Mall on June 25th. You're going to be able to sign up online to reserve your space. That space is limited, and so they're going to be providing that link as well through the Parks and Rec Facebook page and website. And right now, if you could, you can jump onto the Parks and Rec Facebook page and vote for the movie you think they should show. And it's all family-friendly movies, from my favorite, Space Jam, one of my favorites of all time, to Aladdin and a few others. So make sure you jump onto the Facebook page and make your voice heard. Speaking of voting, school board elections and school budget votes. As a reminder, if you did not get your ballot in, you still have until the 16th to mail it. So make sure that you get those ballots in for all of our local school districts. Early voting for the primary, because there is still a June primary. Early voting begins this Saturday at the Albert A. Cappellini Community and Cultural Center. And primary day, like I said, is on June 23rd, and there will be a consolidated polling place schedule. Our polling places for the town of Yorktown will be the John C. Hart Memorial Library, the Copper Beach Middle School, and again, the Albert A. Cappellini Community and Cultural Center. You should be receiving a postcard from the Westchester County Board of Elections in your mailbox telling you which polling place you need to vote at. And with that, Rosemary, do you have some, I know you have some announcements for our seniors that you'd like to share, specifically about the Senior Advisory Committee. I know you haven't had a chance to meet in the last few months because of COVID-19.
Right.
Again, all of our town buildings still remain closed to the public. We continue to operate, continue to function. We are still held to a 50% cap on workforce. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
So we're still at 50%. But thankfully, starting in phase 3, we've been informed we can bring our full workforce back. So once we bring our workforce back, then we're going to be able to start focus on reopening our facilities and welcoming back our constituents. But until then, we have our drop boxes outside, all of our emails and
I've used that.
You've used
Dropbox,
the drop box,
and I've gotten my receipts back.
Yep.
So it's been very efficient.
Absolutely. In the library, don't forget about
The
the library.
library, yes, I'm very happy about that. The library.
Porchside pickup.
Porchside pickup, and that's good. That's great.
Absolutely.
Also, because of that, obviously, we're not going to have our senior advisory committee in June, as we stated, and we don't meet in July and August, so we look forward to seeing everyone in September.
Back in September.
We are a particularly vulnerable population.
Right.
So
Exactly.
We have to be extra careful.
100%.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that's why we're going really the extra mile. We're going to err on the side of caution just to be sure that all of our seniors are well. That's very important to us all.
Absolutely. And that's actually when I was on the phone with the Westchester County Board of Elections today, understanding where the new polling places were. That was one of the requirements, was they had to remove all the polling places out of any senior facilities.
Right.
So we had Seabury was always
Yes.
a polling place. Jefferson Village is a
right.
very popular polling place, and so they had to restructure, where those polling places were going to be based on those parameters.
Good. That's good. We have to, as I said, go the extra mile. Err on the side of caution, because we want everybody healthy, and we want everybody to be well and enjoy their summer.
Absolutely.
So we hope to be seeing everyone in September, the third Friday of the month at 1 o'clock. We have a great lineup of speakers, which are now backed up, as well as doctors and people of interest to our senior population. And we know that we and the entire town board are very interested in safeguarding the quality of life of our seniors.
Right.
We have quite a senior population. Our town is 35,000 people, more or less, and our seniors are probably close to 8,000.
Yep.
So seniors of all ages and very active group. So we have to kind of tie them down once in a while.
Absolutely.
Make them, who, me? Yeah, me.
It's always good when you have, you do a great job. I've come to your senior advisory meetings quite a few times, especially since taking office, and it's a full house.
It's a full house. Every time. Yeah, I could name everyone in the audience. I've known them for enough years.
Yep.
And they are all, many of them are head up other organizations for seniors and clubs, which means that they're now going to go back to their group.
Correct.
In some cases, for instance, St. Pat Seniors, which is what, 250
Yeah,
people?
right.
They're going to go back and they're going to report to what's going on in the town. So it's
Yes,
really,
does a
it's
good
really,
job.
it's really good.
Yep.
And of course, New York Presbyterian has always been our lunch sponsor, and they will continue to do that for us in September.
Good.
They've been very
Excellent.
generous with us.
They're a great community partner for all
Very,
of us.
very much so. They're very interested. I've known most of those people for, I hate to tell you how many years, but. So we aim to increase our outreach and see what we can do to assist seniors to make sure that their needs are taken care of, regardless of whether it's a plague or a COVID-19 or just their everyday lives. We really want to know what is going on in their lives. How can we help them, be happier? Fortunately, we also have a great faith-based community here in
Yeah.
Yorktown.
We do.
And they have been working behind the scenes to get us through this difficult period. I know my own church has been very important to me. I heard from my Monsignor today that
I've known him since the 8th grade. He's
really?
known me a
He's
long
a
time.
wonderful person.
Yep.
Yeah. He just lost his father, by the way, and so
Our
we've
prayers
been
to
conversing. Yes, our prayers are
Indian
with him.
Durko. Yep.
And we will be starting our masses, and we have been meeting in the parking lot. And that's actually been very helpful because it's kind of brought us together
Yep.
again and given us an opportunity
Now,
to.
our religious houses can hold 25%.
Yep.
And so I know a lot of our places of worship are going to be holding services starting this weekend. I know that St. Pat's had one today.
Yep, and one today. We're going to have regular services on Sunday, 25%, 6 feet apart. You have to wear your mask.
Right?
But that's wonderful. We're all very happy about that. So, as I said, this group has really been working behind the scenes and been really inspiring to many of us. Our senior center, we're always interested in knowing what's going on at our senior center here in Yorktown. I know that they have continued to provide Meals on Wheels, if I'm not.
137 clients was the last number I was given, and Noreen O'Driscoll, who heads our senior department, continues to do just an absolutely fantastic job.
It's wonderful.
And the entire staff over at our senior nutrition center. But 137 clients, which are really homebound seniors.
Homebound seniors,
Homebound seniors. Homebound seniors who rely on the town of Yorktown to provide their weekly food.
That's right.
And so in food security or food insecurity, is really percolated as an important topic of conversation
Yes.
during this entire
Yes.
pandemic. And we've seen some great work done by our food pantries.
Yes.
Whether, First Presbyterian, of course, St. Mary's,
St.
up
Mary's,
in
right.
Mohegan Lake.
Right.
The Yorktown Food Pantry right here out of the Cappellini Center that continues to function. But the Senior Nutrition Center is doing just fantastic work. And people don't realize we also cook for the town of Somers.
That's right. That's right.
So we're really taking care of two
That's
towns.
taking care of two towns.
Yep.
And seniors should know that it's not that if you want to go there to socialize as well as to have a nice lunch.
Yeah.
And it is a nice lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their chef is a graduate of the Culinary Institute,
good.
I found out. But it's not just about food all the time. I mean, the Meals on Wheels is to provide food for those that can't get out. But a lot of people go there to socialize.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's a wonderful place.
It really is.
We've been there a number of times, us members of the Senior Advisor Committee, and I've seen a lot of people there that, just want to go there to talk.
Yeah.
Which is a wonderful thing. It's a nominal amount. If you don't happen to be able to do it, well, they're not going to do any. You're still going to get your lunch.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing.
You always do the right thing over there.
I wish we knew more about our food pantry. I think we need to get more of that information out.
Yeah.
I think you would find that more people would contribute to our Yorktown.
I agree,
food
and that's
pantry.
something I need to upload is a Zoom conference that we had with our food pantries a few weeks back. I know that Feeding Westchester is going to be holding their monthly event. I believe it's this Saturday. I know Senator Harcum is holding a food drive for St. Mary's. He's doing that this Saturday, I believe, starting at noon. Over, I think it's in Van Cortlandt Elementary School, right on the other side in the Cortland part of Mohegan Lake. But they've been just incredible resources in our community, and they've continued to see the growth of need to the point where I believe St. Mary's and First Presbyterian are feeding nearly, I believe it's 400 or 500 people a week.
That's wonderful. And we wish, many of us wish we knew more where we can go, what they want,
Yeah.
what kind of food they need.
It's all non-perishable.
Yeah.
It's all non-perishable, and I know that they continue to provide that information through their websites and Facebook pages, and they've been getting an enormous amount of support from Feeding Westchester.
Good.
And so, but the need is real,
That's
and,
right.
and they continue to provide a critical service for our families.
Absolutely. And as I said, I wish we knew more about it sometimes.
Yeah.
And we found an easy way to get people, telling us exactly what they need and where we have to bring it to.
Right.
You know, that's very important.
Yeah.
I certainly would do more of that. As I said, we want to increase our outreach and assistance to seniors of all ages. We want them to enjoy living in this. This is a great town.
Mm-hmm.
This is really a great town. I've come to realize that. I have wonderful neighbors myself. The faith-based community, the senior center is great. Noreen is wonderful. Many of our stores offer special hours for seniors.
Yep.
And they also have senior discount days. For the most part, I found that they've been on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Having been in retail for 40 years, I can understand why.
Yeah.
Tuesdays is a slower day.
Slower day in retail.
So they offer a seniors discount of 10%,
That's great.
which if you're shopping for the week is a sizable
Helps.
amount.
Every bit helps.
We want to get more involved with Sergio Esposito, the president of our Yorktown Chamber, so that we can expand this effort. Because if you know seniors, and I could see this myself, even though I've traveled the world basically most of my life, I tend to do my day-to-day things fairly close to home.
Yeah.
So it would be a wonderful thing, not just for our seniors, but also for our local businesses.
I know that there was the senior guide was actually included in this year's chamber. The senior supplement was part of this year's chamber guide, and that started to provide, to your point, some more information for our seniors as to where to shop and who provides discounts.
Right.
And I know that we're looking to build off of that this
Yeah,
year.
we have to build off that. We have a list that Jenny Menton-Grasso worked on this year, and we're going to update it.
Yep.
Of all the phone numbers, town departments,
Exactly.
elected officials, county, state, different organizations, online shopping, things of that sort, which we'll make available here in Town Hall.
Be great.
And we will also share with Sergio at the
Yep,
chamber.
and he can publish it as part of his,
yes,
chamber-
we're very
chamber guide.
interested in that. As I said, this is a great town. I want our seniors to enjoy the summer, exercise, get out there, enjoy the sunshine. I didn't feel like I wanted to put my whole big garden in this year, so I started planting in pots close to my back door, and which I go out and water. Didn't have to do that today. They
Oh.
got plenty of water.
Yep.
But just enough, a few plants, a few things that I need for my kitchen.
Yep.
It gives you something to do,
You did the same.
and
kids,
it
people
makes you makes you feel
vegetable
good.
garden.
Teaches them what to do. I have cleared off a little section for my grandchildren because they live very close, if they want to come down and do some planting.
Yep.
And so you have to think of ways.
Yes.
But we're very fortunate in this town. We live in a great town. It's very clean. It's safe, and we can do a lot of things here that we sort of take for granted, but because we're used to it. So we want the seniors to stay connected, either through a class or just calling a neighbor, having a discussion with someone that maybe you haven't talked to for a while. It's very important that they stay connected. I've had people who have visited me and have basically sat in my driveway.
Yeah.
Now they've left their cars and they come up to my deck, and we sit far apart, and they need to talk to people.
Yeah, you
So
need that
that's
social
what
interaction.
we've been doing, and that's what they have to do. Eat well, get a lot of fresh air. If you can, get some exercise. Even chair exercises are
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Our recreation department does a wonderful job of offering different services to our seniors with regard to exercise and classes. So we have to look into that more often.
And I know we were talking about doing some of those exercise classes on our Access channel.
Right.
So seniors
Yep.
at home can get some instructional guidance on
Exactly.
things. Again, even if it's just some of the chair exercises or meditation or anything of that nature, we were looking to bring that on hopefully soon.
That's an excellent idea. I have a friend who does not live in Yorktown, and she's 90, and I kept convincing her that she needed to exercise, and I said, just sit in a chair and exercise.
Yeah.
You'll feel, and open a window, do it outside. You'll feel so much better, you know. So these are things that we need to do. As I said, copies of these lists will be available at some point at Town Hall. We're going
Great.
to update it. We would love to hear from the seniors. We want to hear about their experiences during this period of time. Even the troubling experiences, we want to hear those.
Yeah.
Because we want to see what we can do. Can we make
Provide additional
corrections?
services, exactly.
So I would ask them if they'd like to write us a little note, that they should send it to Town Hall or call our supervisor Slater and leave him a message, write an email, but write us a note at Town Hall. We'd like to read them. We'd like to see what went on during this period of
Yeah,
time.
I agree.
And if there are things that we can change, we want to do that.
Yep.
And as I
Can
said,
always improve.
always improve. With any issue, this is an open door. We learn from everyone.
That's it.
And who has more experience than the seniors?
That's
so,
right.
so this too shall pass. I hope everyone understands that. You know, used to get reminded when I was a young girl growing up by grandparents and such that, yeah, that's a bad thing. But, you know, we actually went through the war. And then you felt very small because your little problem seemed very little after you hear some of the things that they went through.
Yeah.
So we have to take this with a grain of salt. And thank God we live in this great town.
That's right.
We do. We live in a great town.
Absolutely.
Thank you for all you've been doing. You've been very busy.
My honor. It's
I
my
said
honor.
last time you were baptized by fire.
Listen, it's been great, and we've got, like you said, fantastic people who live here, our seniors who help build this community.
Yeah.
And I'm just honored to be able to take it and do my little part with it. So.
Many of the seniors on my committee who've been here for a very long time and know just about everything that goes on and that has gone on in this town.
Yeah.
And are so helpful, have been very helpful to me. My own committee, you know, the Grassos, I don't want to, if I start mentioning, I'll leave someone out.
I know.
But they've been wonderful.
Yeah.
They're all good at a lot of
Yeah.
things, and they help us out. So if we know that someone has a need, maybe we can address it.
Exactly.
That's what
we
this
can't
is.
fix it if we don't know
No,
about it.
that's what it's all about.
So
So
don't be afraid to reach
I
out
thank you
to
for
us.
all of your efforts on their
Happy
behalf.
to do it.
Yeah, it's a great
Absolutely
thing.
happy to do it.
Good.
So Yorktown, we're looking at stage 3, hopefully next week. In 2 weeks. These have been 2-week intervals. So we are looking at roughly the 23rd for stage 3. At that point, we're being told that places like the mall, Jefferson Valley Mall, will actually be able to open. As a reminder, there are retail shops that have either curbside pickup or if they have direct entrances and exits from the parking lots that are open, places like Dick's Sporting Goods, they are actually able to open their doors. We will be seeing on June 19th a senior parade for the graduating class of 2020 for the Yorktown High School. We'll be hearing more about that, which we're very excited to host here in Yorktown, and that's part of their overall graduation plan. And as we've always said, we'll continue to provide new information as it becomes verified and make sure that it's accurate to you, the public. And most importantly, we provide this information so that you can make smart decisions to stay safe and stay healthy. As Rosemary had said, if anyone has any questions, if anyone has any concerns, you can always call my office. 914-962-5722, extension 200 is my direct line. Again, that's 914-962-5722, extension 200. Or you can email me at mslater@yorktownny.org. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.